Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Wrestling News Live 5. My name is Adam, and I'm being joined once again by Nick the Greek.
Hello, Adam.
How are you?
Pleasure to be with you tonight.
Good to have you here. Tonight we're going to be talking about NJPW New Beginning in Osaka. This was New Japan's last pay-per-view that they did last Saturday, so we're about a week behind, but that's okay. I hope you fans don't mind, and we have a lot of stuff to get to. This was a one-night pay-per-view, unlike New Beginning in Sapporo, which was 2 nights, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, Nick, what did you think of this pay-per-view on a whole?
Well, out of all the shows we've reviewed so far, this is probably the best one I've seen.
I have to agree. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there. I really enjoyed night 2. I enjoyed night 1 of New Beginning in Sapporo. I really enjoyed night 2. But I felt like, as much as I enjoyed this show, I felt like something was missing. Something was absent. In fact, there were a few people absent from the show, weren't there?
Well, there was no Bullet Club on this show.
This was a completely Bullet Club-less show. And the reason for that is ROH was running a show called Honor Reigns Supreme.
Yes.
Was in North Carolina, I believe.
Somewhere down south, maybe Tennessee, I don't recall.
I believe it was North Carolina, and it was run the same night as New Beginning in Osaka. So we didn't get any Bullet Club members on the show. A lot more singles matches. A lot less of the 10-man, 6-man matches. There was a lot of singles matches on the show, and I did enjoy this one the most so far, so I definitely agree with you there.
Well, there was also kind of a theme to this pay-per-view. I mean, and they kind of highlighted it in the announcing. It might as well have been called the LIJ versus Chaos pay-per-view.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. There was a lot of LIJ chaos. And that was good. I mean, it was to me sort of a relief, of a breath of fresh air to not have as much Bullet Club. I think I remember saying on the last show that I was a little Bullet Clubbed out. And as much as I love, Marty Scurll and Kenny Omega, I was happy that it was the night off for them. So, yeah. So what do you say we just jump right into the matches?
Let's go.
All right. Oh boy. Opening match.
Match of the night. You think I'm joking?
I thought of you. As soon as this match, as soon as it came on, as soon as this guy's music played, I was like, oh, Nick's gonna have to sit, because I think I started this a little bit before you. I think I started the same night, but I think I started maybe a couple of hours before you started. And I remember telling you, oh, you'll never believe who's in the first match. It was Yuji Nagata taking on Nick's boy, Katsura Kitamura. What'd you think of this match?
Well, I would have to say it's Katsuya Kitamura's best match I've seen so far.
Really?
Yes. Having said that, I don't know if it's him who pulled that off.
Okay.
I was really impressed with Yuji Nagata. But perhaps I shouldn't be surprised, since he seems to be some sort of All Japan guy, and he has some title from All Japan. So
yes, he was holding the Japan tag. Yep.
Yeah. So, And it is kind of cool to see a bit of a crossover here of an old Japan guy fighting on a New Japan show. But
Mhm.
in terms of the match itself, um, I don't know. I marked out for all the stiff spots. There was a lot of stiff spots in this match, and I don't know. I marked out for it. So I really enjoyed this match.
Mhm. Um, I don't know. Your volume is a little bit muffled. You're getting a little bit buried by your mic.
How about now? Can you hear me better now?
That's better. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. So you're saying that you were impressed with Nagata, as was I.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah, I marked out for all the stiff spots in this match. A lot of slaps that were really hard, and on both sides. And not only that, the hard slapping in the faces in this match was really quite impressive.
Yes, yes. It was definitely a very stiff match. A lot of slaps, a lot of stiff forearms. Um, I felt like they kind of went back to the forearms when they shouldn't have. There was one moment where Nagata had a really brutal looking. I would think it was a type of armbar on Kitamura. And by the way, the more I see Kitamura, the more I just dislike him. Um, and it's getting to be one of those things where it's like I just don't like this guy, and having him on my TV, it were actually I wasn't watching on my TV, I was watching on my phone, but having him on my screen is just like if this were an American audience, they would probably be chanting go away, because that's exactly what I was thinking during this match. um I do think that Nagata did sort of carry Kitamura a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you're right. It was very cool to see an old Japan guy. But they did the forearm spots, and then they
Mm-hmm.
went to this armbar, and Kitamura powered out of the armbar, and then they went back to the forearms, and I was like, why? Like, why go back to that spot? You know what I mean? Um, I I'm not saying that this was not an enjoyable match, but well, actually, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's
Well, we're gonna have to disagree on this because
all right.
I felt that this started the show off great. For a change, I actually enjoyed the beginning of a New Japan match. I was beginning
Wow.
to think it was a tradition that, oh, we're a great company, but just to make it fair to WWE, we have to start with a bad match. And this
Wow.
wasn't a bad match. I would say it was actually a
I
solid
don't think it
B,
was
this
a
match.
bad match. Yeah, I don't think it was a bad match. I think it was a maybe a solid C minus match.
No, it was a B for me. And
A B.
a B, yeah.
Well,
I'm telling you, man, I really enjoyed this match. And not only that, I feel the exact opposite with regards to Kitamura. I actually ended up liking him a lot more after this match. Having said that, I also realized that part of the reason I enjoyed him is because Nagata kept this guy to what he could do well, and he didn't
mhm,
ask him to do what he couldn't do, which was blatantly on display in the last match we saw him
right.
in. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Well, I have a different opinion, but Nagata won with a back suplex. So the Kitamura Challenge Series goes on with I think one match to go, and man, they're just feeding Kitamura to everybody. Like they're just feeding they're feeding him to guys from other companies now. That's how that's how bad this Kitamura challenge has gone. They're like,
Next thing
well,
you know, it'll be advertising. You want a guy to end a losing streak? Have him go up against our guy on a losing streak.
yeah, exactly. This guy has uh, I just can't put into words um how much I have soured on Kitamura, and I didn't even like him to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, all right. Well, Nick gives it a B. Even though I think he's working me, but he gives it a B, and I give it a C minus. All right, so moving on to the next match, Suzuki Gun, El Desperado, and Kanemaru taking on Roppongi, 3K, Sho and Yo, and they're being led to the ring as always by Rocky Romero. Thoughts on this match?
I love Roppongi 3K's entrance music. Roppongi 3K, 3K, 3K. Okay, that's the only mention I'll make of it. I don't want to eat up the time, but I do love that entrance music.
Same here.
I like Roppongi 3K. They were great in this match. This was a great match. I liked what happened after the match as well. They told a great story in this match, both during and after.
Mm-hmm.
For a second, I thought there was a title change, and then they explained after the match, oh, this wasn't for the title. In fact, that's one of my criticisms. Right. They didn't make it sufficiently clear before the match started that it wasn't for the junior heavyweight tag title.
You're right. You're right. They did not. But yeah, I really, I have to agree. I really enjoyed this match. I really like Roppongi 3K. They just keep growing on me more and more as a tag team. So the more I see Roppongi 3K, the more I like them. And I'm a Suzuki Gun fan. Suzuki Goon, as they like to sometimes be called. But this was a very fast-paced, fun match. A lot of submissions, a lot of counters, and yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I would say this was maybe I'll give this one a C plus. How about that? I'll give it a solid C plus.
I'm also going to give this match a B. I'm tempted to give it a B plus, but I don't think it's that good.
So this pay-per-view was really on a great. I want to say a great beginning, but to you, this pay-per-view was really on a roll from the beginning.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, in my opinion, it didn't hit a lull for me till the never open weight title match.
Okay. I think I have to agree with that. I'm gonna try to remember that match when we get there. But so yeah, so that was Roppongi 3K. Suzuki Gun went over with a high ankle Boston Crab. And yeah, as Nick mentioned, it was a non-title match. So I don't know. Maybe this means Suzuki Gun will get a title shot at some point in the future.
Well, that's what the announcers were implying, that because they had won this match, they had earned a right to a title shot.
Cool.
Yes. Now, who knows how long it will be before they actually formally get that title shot, but it should be interesting to see if they'll win in the rematch when the tag straps are actually on the line.
Definitely. It could definitely be a good story, especially if Roppongi wins the next match. And then you can say, well, Roppongi went over in the when the titles were on the line, but now, do Suzuki Gun get another match? Is there going to be a rubber match? And will that one be for the title? So you can definitely tell a good story here.
Yes, you could.
All right. So Taguchi Japan, which is, I didn't even know that these guys had a name. Because they didn't what's it called? I don't think they were introduced as Taguchi Japan. I think they're just introduced as Kushida, Michael Elgin, and Taguchi and Makabe. And they took on Suzuki Gun, which was a team of Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, Taka Michinoku and Izuka.
But here's the thing. I think Taguchi Japan is just Ryusuke Taguchi and Kushida.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
So that's the tag team, I think. And then Michael Elgin and Togi Makabe. But what is interesting is they came out to what's arguably maybe the coolest entrance music in pro wrestling. Unfortunately, because we live outside of Japan, we can't hear it in the broadcast.
True.
Yeah.
And that theme is?
Immigrant Song.
Yes, Led Zeppelin.
Which yep, Led Zeppelin, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Great song.
Yes, it is. So, hold on a sec. At the risk of getting flagged. Oh, or not. Okay, we'll get back to that later. What did you think of this match?
Well, it was an entertaining match. Makabe is growing on me. He seems like a cool guy. I think he actually might be a former heavyweight champion. Because I think I saw his picture at the end of the pay-per-view when they showed the pictures of every past IWGP heavyweight champion. But so far, I'm really impressed with what he did in this match. But also Minoru Suzuki was really good in this match, and I like the interplay between Makabe and Minoru Suzuki, and it looks like they're building to Suzuki defending his IC title against Makabe. In fact, I think they mentioned that they're gonna have that match eventually.
Yes, I believe you're correct. They did. They did mention Suzuki Makabe, which should definitely be interesting. There's a lot of heat between those guys. So that would definitely be an interesting one to see. Any other thoughts on this match?
It was a good story building match, and really that's what it was here for, to build up this storyline, I think.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a solid match. The only thing was in this match, as soon as they went to the outside, I was like, "Oh, here we go, brawling." And we talked about this in the last review. There's a lot of brawling in Suzuki Gun matches.
Yeah.
And I think there might have been brawling, a bit of brawling in the Roppongi 3K match as well.
There was a little bit of it, yes.
Yeah. So another match where we get back-to-back brawling. And as much as I like Suzuki Goon, as Kevin Kelly sometimes calls them, I'm getting kind of the feeling that, oh, this is what these guys do, they brawl.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling too.
Yeah. I mean, they could wrestle, especially Minoru. I'm not taking anything away from Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki is, I think, one of the best wrestlers in New Japan, if not in the world today. I really like Minoru Suzuki. He's
really
imposing. Yeah, he's imposing. He has everything that you want to have in a guy, in a guy who's your upper mid card champion. But as for the rest of Suzuki Gun, they brawl, and I'm not saying they can't wrestle. When they're in the ring, they're very good. But yeah, they brawl. That's kind of Suzuki Gun's thing. Nothing against Suzuki himself.
Yes. Although I'm starting to realize that maybe you might be right that Taguchi Japan might be more than a tag team, because I'm seeing that Taguchi Japan was in the next match too.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe it is a stable.
Okay. All right. Do you want to give this one a letter grade?
Yeah, sure. C plus.
I'll give it a C.
Okay.
That was C. All right. So, moving on, we have Chaos, Switchblade Jay White, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano taking on David Finlay, Juice Robinson, and Toa Hanare. Um, man, I am real. Jay White is really starting to grow on me.
Yeah, same
I
here. Eva.
wow. Yeah, I did not. I was not going into this match a big Jay White fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Jay White. I can't say I'm not a Jay White fan. I like Jay White, but the way that this match ended was so brutal. Um, it really made me like my respect for Jay White went up a couple of notches.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, it was a very entertaining match from bell to bell, and apparently in the house shows leading into this pay per view, was on the road to New Beginning shows. Apparently, the precedent was started that Jay White now seems to not want to finish his matches by actually pinning the dude, but after he gets his finisher off, he likes to put him in this position where he can basically keep elbowing them until they can't defend themselves, and he wants the ref to call the match.
Yeah.
And that's what we got here with poor Toa Hanare. I think that was the guy he did it to.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
wow,
getting a
that
little
was
bit
brutal.
buried. You're getting a little bit buried by Mike.
How about now? Can you hear me okay?
Slightly better.
All right, let me try taking you off Bluetooth. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
That's much better.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think going forward, I'll stick with this way.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're saying, so Jay White likes to put people in this hold and elbow the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they set it up so that he does his finisher first, then he does this. You know what I mean? Like he could pin the guy because he's already did his finisher, but no. He wants to brutalize his opponent.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I was really impressed by this match. I was not just impressed by Jay White, but of course I was impressed by Ishii. I thought David Finlay was very good in this match. I wish he had a little bit more to do. There was a couple of times where he was just on the outside, not really doing anything. I was kind of like, come on, give him more to do. Juice Robinson was also very good in this match as well. So, yeah, I mean, we already mentioned the finish, which is it was referee stoppage, which seems to be more of a thing in Japan because, as you might remember, if you listen to our New Beginning in Sapporo Night 1 review, the Tanahashi-Suzuki match ended in referee stoppage.
Yeah, that's how Suzuki won the IC title.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So this seems to be more of a thing in Japan.
I really do because I know you're a big fan of kayfabe, and part of kayfabe is trying to book the show like it's a legitimate sport. Well, in wrestling, ref stoppage, or at least in like let's say in other fighting sports like UFC or boxing, ref stoppage is a real thing. You know what I mean? Right. So I think that this adds an air of realism to what we're seeing, and I love it personally.
Absolutely. And again, this definitely made me more of a Jay White fan. Any other thoughts on this match, or?
Yeah, I'll give it a letter grade. I think it's a B-.
Okay, I will give it a B- also.
Cool.
All right, so we agree there. So after that, we have a what's this? Rey Mysterio is on the video screen, and at first I thought it was a floating Rey Mysterio head. He was wearing a color that was very similar to the background,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of like there were kind of like frills like in the back the curtain that he was sitting in front of, and I'm colorblind, so it was kind of like it just looked like a very similar color to me. And at first, it just looked like a floating Rey Mysterio head on the
You're not
screen.
the one who felt that way, and I'm not colorblind, so
Oh wow, okay.
yes. So
um,
yeah, I think it was whoever framed this shot uh, did a piss poor job.
Terrible job. They should have
Yes,
told Ray to wear another color. It kind of looked like he was sticking his head through a curtain.
yes, that's exactly what it looked like, and I can't help but feel that they filmed this like last minute. Like they just got him to sign the contract for this and be like, okay, we got 2 minutes, let's film this.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so Rey Mysterio appears on the screen, and he challenges Jushin Tiger. Jushin Thunder Liger to
Mm-hmm.
a match at Strong Style Evolved. And Liger, who is seated at the commentary booth, raises his left arm in the air, and I guess that means that he accepts.
Yeah, we got in the commentary eventually an explanation that he had accepted Ray's challenge and that he'll show up. But yeah, this is what when it becomes frustrating watching the English commentary because it's clear that they they don't know Japanese very well. They only know bits and pieces, and not only that, they had to wait till they got informed in their earpiece what Jushin Thunder Liger had actually said.
Did you just feel like this entire segment could have been a lot better? Like, did you just feel like the plotting of the segment was very bad?
You know, I don't think it was necessarily bad if I understood the language that it was going on in. Meaning, like, if I were listening to the Japanese commentary, I probably would have understood everything perfectly. You know what I mean? I think that what made it disjointed is we were watching it through the English commentary thing, and so we had to wait till they were informed what the response was, and it took forever to get them the information.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt like it could have been, instead of having him on commentary, um, have him in the ring and then have Mysterio appear on the screen, challenge him to a match, and then have him accept on the microphone over the arena.
I hear you, and that wouldn't have been so bad, and maybe it might have even better. Um, Having said that, though, it seems like he was part of the Japanese commentary for the entirety of this show. So, yeah. So I'm guessing he ain't half bad on Japanese commentary if you're going to have this guy on the whole show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Either that or he had a lot of pull backstage.
Yeah, that's true too. He is Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yes, that's true. So yeah. Although he's never had a heavyweight title reign, which kind of shocks me.
That is shocking. That is shocking, actually.
I think he has the record for most junior heavyweight title reigns. I think he's got like 9 or 10 of them, but he's never had a single reign as the heavyweight champion. But and at his age, he probably never will now. But
true.
Oh well. Yeah.
More of a attraction now.
Yes.
So we'll be getting that match at Strong Style Evolved, which is going to be coming up very soon, and I'm very excited about that show.
You know, it's worth noting about that show that the original plan was to have Naito versus Jericho at that show. And it's still undecided whether they'll have that at that show, although it's looking more like they're going to save that.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. That that would be awesome if they do Jericho Naito, and I would actually like to see both matches on the same show.
Oh, I agree.
Awesome show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. So back to the action. We have Bushi beating Gato by pinfall. Gato came out with 2 of Bushi's masks. Now, refresh my memory. Is Gato the one that took Tiger Mask's mask, or was that someone else?
I think that was somebody else.
Okay.
I think that was what's his name? Remember that guy? Was it that guy who comes up with the attractive girl?
Oh,
Was it him?
yes. Um, I know who you. Tai Chi. It was Tai Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. It was Tai Chi.
Yeah.
So yeah. What were your thoughts on this match?
Um, this is the first time I got to see Gato for an extended period of time. In the past, I've only seen him, I think, in one tag match.
Mm-hmm.
So to actually see him in a decent length match, he's actually very good, which kind of shocked. And also, I was very impressed with Bushi. In fact, this was a very good match. Like, I was really impressed by the work rate in this match, and there was some acrobatics too. So, yeah, this match had all my buttons.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a okay match. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was great. There was one spot that was kind of funny where Gato. The whole story was the mask. The whole story was Gato trying to get Bushi's mask
Mm-hmm.
and get another one of Bushi's masks.
Mm-hmm.
There was one story where Gato tried to tie Bushi, the strings of his mask to the ring rope, and he
Mm-hmm.
was going to tie him to the rope, and it was just taking him forever to do it.
Yeah.
And even the announcers were ragging on him, be like, "What was this guy never a Boy Scout? He can't he can't tie a knot." And once he got it, they did a couple of interesting spots with Bushi being tied up,
Mm-hmm.
or at least the back of his mask being tied up. And luckily, the strings held to do the couple of spots that they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just took Gato forever just to tie him. But it was good. Again, the story was the mask. But yeah, what would you rate this match?
Um, Now that you reminded me about the tying up thing and how long it took, it does take it down just a little bit of a notch. I just remembered enjoying the match on a whole, but I'll give it a B, a solid B.
All right, I will give this one a C plus.
Okay.
All right. So I think you maybe enjoy this one a bit more, but yeah, the tying thing, but it was cool. I mean, I did like how they used the mask and stuff like that,
Yes.
and how they did those couple of spots with it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So coming up next, we have Tetsuya Naito taking on Yoshihashi. Thoughts on this match?
Well, this was the first time I ever saw Yoshihashi in a match.
In a singles match. He was in other matches that we saw, that we reviewed.
Yeah, I think you might be right, but basically that shows you that I didn't notice him then. He was just another guy in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But here, see, this is why I'm glad that Bullet Club wasn't on this card. It gave them time to put together a bunch of singles matches, so we got to see some of these people one-on-one and get to know them better.
Absolutely.
And this was a great example of just how stacked this roster at New Japan is. Yoshihashi just wowed me in this match. Naito's Naito. He's great. He's one of the best in the industry. But, Yoshi can hang with this dude.
Yeah, I was very impressed by Naito in this match. I'm always very impressed by Naito. Naito is probably in my top 10 workers in the business today. Which actually I'd like to do a video. Actually, you know what? That's probably going to be the topic of my next video, which is top 10 most valuable workers in the business today. And
Cool.
I'll be revealing my top 10 list of not who I think are the best workers, but who are the most valuable wrestlers in the business today. And I'll be ranking them 1 from 10. 10 from 1, actually, because that's how it should be. So yeah, that's going to be an upcoming video. Yeah, I enjoyed this match. Naito was great. as always, and yeah, it was a good middle of the card match.
Hmm.
Any other thoughts on this match?
Other than the grade, let's see. I'm give it my grade here. This was a B plus match in my opinion.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
I'll go B minus on this one.
Okay,
All right. Anything else?
that's it on that match.
Oh, after the match, Taichi appeared and he drags Naito off.
Yes, that he does.
That was strange.
That was strange, and I was like, "Where's your girlfriend or your wife or whatever she is? We have some more of her, please."
Yeah. I like how they're doing the whole Phantom of the Opera thing. He comes out like Phantom. He sings the Phantom songs. He has a girl who's kind of like his Christine, and then he drags Naito into the depths of the because it was like a staircase going down.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just like he dragged him backstage. He came out and he dragged him like under the ramp, basically.
Yes, into presumably the locker room.
Yes. But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed that. So Taichi Naito is probably going to be a thing. Probably going to be a feud.
Yep.
All right. So moving on, we have Will Ospreay defending his junior heavyweight championship against Hiromu Takahashi. Thoughts on this match?
Match of the night, in my opinion.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What can I say? I'm a sucker for flippy dudes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, go on. Elaborate if you don't mind.
I was amazed with the acrobatics of Will Ospreay and also of Hiromu Takahashi. I mean, I knew Will Ospreay was great as a junior heavyweight and as a high flyer, but I didn't realize Hiromu Takahashi was just as great. And these guys just went back and forth, and they took some sick bumps and a lot of cool flips. But not only that, a lot of inventive move interchanges as well in this match. I hadn't ever really seen anything quite like it. I loved it.
I'm going to get heat for this. I know I'm going to get heat. Will Ospreay is a great athlete. He is incredibly athletic. He has ability. He has athletic ability that very few in the business have today. He's one of a kind. Not like RVD. But but there are times in this match where I said, how many freaking times is he going to get flipped and land on his feet?
I love that he did that. Now, granted, it seems to be a trend right now in New Japan and to a lesser extent ROH, but for me, it's still pretty new, and I like it because it's breaking the old hat habit of when you flip a guy, he's landing on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I don't mind this becoming the new normal because flippy dudes have become so common. This seems like a natural response.
Mm-hmm. I get. How do I put it? How do I even put it? Okay, I'll put it this way. I'm not saying that Ospreay didn't sell in this match. He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did sell. In fact, the whole story of this match was his neck.
Mm-hmm.
He took a really bad bump I think it was on the. I think it might have been on the apron. I forget.
No, it wasn't the apron. He got thrown up against the
the barrier. That's right. It was.
And he got thrown into that really hard and upside down, and I think he barely avoided landing on the top of his head.
Right. And after that, he did a great job of selling the neck.
Mm-hmm.
But there were so many times where I was like, sell this flip, like actually like take a bump. Like I know he's not afraid to take bumps, but I get the whole okay, I'm athletic thing. But and there are a lot of guys I would love to see Will Ospreay work against. By the way, I was watching Honor Reign Supreme earlier, and I was like, wow, Will Ospreay and Flip Gordon would have an amazing match.
Yeah, they would.
If they haven't wrestled already, I would love to see Ospreay versus Gordon. But there were so many times I was like, and then he does that pose thing where he like flips into ropes and like makes like he's going to. I'm sounding like Jim Cornette now, aren't I?
That's what I was thinking.
he does a stupid fucking thing where he goes in the ropes and flips backwards and he does a pose. How many fucking times is he gonna do the fucking pose?
Okay, Cornette.
But no, even during this match, I was kind of like hemming and hawing a little bit, and I was like, oh, I kind of get what Cornette doesn't like about these type of matches. I get it. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. A lot of dive, as Rip Rogers likes to say, dive. Mm-hmm. If you haven't checked it out yet, go watch that. Go look up. Just Google Rip Rogers tweet or Rip Rogers dive.
Was it Rick Rogers? I thought it was Randy Orton who tweeted it.
No, it was Rip Rogers. Randy Orton said something else. I forget what it was Randy Orton said.
Okay.
But he said, I think he had something else not so nice to say about the Bucks. I forget what it was. But I could be wrong. But yeah, dive. No, it had a lot of cool spots. I just felt like the landing on his feet thing was a little bit overdone. Solid match. Good selling, sold the neck very nice. It ended in a roll-up. And I was like, why would you do all that and then end the match in a freaking roll-up? You know what I mean?
Well, I hear you, but it kind of worked because of just the fast-pacedness of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it wasn't. I'm not saying it was a bad match. It was a very good match. Will Ospreay is a great athlete. He just, I think, needs to sell a bit better. And yeah, that's more or less my opinion of this match.
No, I agree. He could learn to sell a bit better. When by that I mean he needs to work on his facials.
Yes, mm-hmm. I agree.
So, what's your letter grade of this match?
Did this match have elbows? Did they do like that elbows thing in this match?
I think they had elbows at one point. In fact, I think Ospreay might have even done an elbow off the top rope, a la Macho Man.
That's right. Mm-hmm. But did they do that spot, which is kind of like a common New Japan spot where they throw elbows? They just stand and throw elbows. Did they do that spot in this match? Because that's it. There was a lot of matches on this card that did that spot.
Yeah, there was, but I don't recall if this match had that. It might be like the only face exchange free match. In fact, it might be the reason why it stuck out in my mind. This match.
Okay. I know the Kitamura match definitely had it.
I think every match on this card, except for Will Ospreay, Takahashi, had like some sort of exchange between faces, like where like hit my face, now let me hit your face, and let's do this again until one of us collapses.
Right. Yeah. All right. So my letter grade. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You're asking me what my letter grade is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, B.
Wow, that's unkind, sir. I am giving this a solid A.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, after the night, I enjoyed it.
I just feel like it was lacking psychology.
Oh, I disagree. I thought the ring psychology was great in this match.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen matches where it was just a spot fest with no psychology. This was not that match.
Jomo.
Jomo?
John Morrison.
Yes, he is a spot monkey. I grant that. But this wasn't a typical Johnny Morrison match where it was like spot, 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 spot. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So you give it an A. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So the next match was Goto versus Evil for the Never Openweight Championship.
Boring.
I liked this match.
Wow. This was the match that I said was the first lull of the night.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed this match.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about strong style. This match had strong style.
It did. Like the last third of the match I enjoyed. But I had to sit. I mean, this was a long match, and it went for 20 minutes, and it felt like for the first, let's say, at least 10 to 15 minutes of this match was like so slow paced, and I thought, you know what, this is very old school WWE, but stiff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way about the Osprey match, actually. After the first 30 seconds, which, by the way, there was 30 flips in the first 30 seconds of the Osprey match.
Mm-hmm.
After the first 30 seconds of the match, I was kind of like, wow, this match could go 30 minutes, and I won't care about what they do for the next 30 minutes after seeing the first 30 seconds of that match. But in the end, I enjoyed it. In the end, I was like, oh, good match. Anyway, but back to this match. Back to Goto and Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Strong style. A lot of stiff. This match. There were elbows in this match. They even did that spot where it's like, you run off the ropes and you hit me. And then, you know, now I run off the ropes and I hit you. Yeah, I enjoyed this one.
Well, I enjoyed how it ended. These guys definitely put in a lot of effort into this match. And what I will give them credit for is they told a story in this match. Mm-hmm. It went longer than I would have liked this match to go. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, these guys, they can take pain.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Trying to think what else. Was there anything else that was about this match that was interesting or not interesting or anything else? I'm trying to think
one spot that made me wince was, and this happened actually early in the match. This is one of the few things that happened in the early part of the match that I liked. I want to say Evil piled up a whole bunch of chairs on the outside and then kind of like body slammed Hiroki Goto right onto it, and the way he landed on it, I'm like, I like cringed.
Yeah, that was a very cringy spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this one.
Mm-hmm.
I will give this one a C+.
Wow, I'm going to be kinder to it than you are. A B-.
Wow, I almost said B- too. Mm-hmm. I almost said B- too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was better than average. C being average.
I agree with you. It was definitely better than average.
All right, so moving on to the main event of the evening, um, Kazuchi Okada taking on Sonata.
This was my second favorite match of the night.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. They told a great story. There was a lot of great back and forth. A lot of teasing of finishers in this match, which I always enjoy. Not only that,
There's so many times he went for the Rainmaker, and it was like, Rainmaker, no, and it
Yep.
was like, the Rainmaker got reversed so many times in this match. I think it got reversed like 2 or 3 times in this match.
well, more than that. I want to say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Which was great in my opinion. This crowd was hot. I mean, this I think the hottest I've ever seen a Japanese crowd for a match. They wanted badly Sonata to win this match. Like, I'm convinced that had they had Sonata win this match, I would have heard one of the loudest pops I would have heard in some time. But they didn't pull the trigger. And perhaps rightfully so, because I'm not sure Sonata's ready to hold the title. But one thing I'm definitely convinced of after hearing this crowd, the fans of New Japan in Japan are ready for somebody that they remotely like to take that strap off of Okada.
Yes. What I liked about this match was there were a couple of times where Sonata came very, very close to winning.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of times where, he would reverse the Rainmaker and then go into his finish and want to, very close near falls in this match.
Yes. And in fact, that leads me to one of my criticisms. Sonata landed his own finisher twice, and he actually put a Rainmaker on Okada once. So not only did he put his finisher on Okada, but he put Okada's own finisher on him once, and he didn't pin the dude.
Yes. I kept thinking to myself, every time Sonata was about to win, I would think to myself, no, this match can't end yet because Okada hasn't hit the Rainmaker. And I would think this isn't ending until Rainmaker. And wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the first Rainmaker that put Sonata away.
No. It took 3 or 4. In fact, it took 4. I remember it now. Here's what happened. He kicked out of the He kicked out of the first one, and I want to say, then did he kick out of? No, the second one he landed. He was just too tired to go for the pin.
Right.
And then after that one, he eventually got 2 more back to back, and then he pinned him.
Okay. I remember a lot of Rainmakers being reversed. I don't remember him hitting more than a couple of Rainmakers.
Yeah, he hit 4, if I remember, and he did kick, and Sonata did kick out of the first one.
So how many Rainmakers could he have gone for then?
He went for 4, like I said. He went for 4.
Okay, he went for. Oh, I'm talking about the Rainmakers that connected, not the Rainmakers that he went for.
Oh no, the ones he went for was way more. He connected with 4. The ones he missed had to have been at least 4 or 5 that he missed. So I guess you could say a total of 8 or 9 attempts at a Rainmaker, maybe in this match.
Yeah, it was a lot of Rainmaker attempts. Really impressed by Sonata in this match. I really like to see Sonata get another shot for the title, and then of course after the match, Sonata cut a promo. Or was it Okada? Okada cut a promo.
Okada cut a promo.
Yeah, Okada cut a promo. And do you remember what it was that he said in that promo?
I think he said he wanted to be in the J Cup.
Yes.
Which I think is unusual, apparently. I don't know why, but it is. So I'm guessing normally what happens is who wins the J Cup can challenge for a champion or something like that, or challenge for the I think what it is whoever wins the J Cup can challenge for the junior heavyweight title.
Right.
And then not only that, the other big news is he wants to challenge for the junior heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm. Right.
By the way, Okada Ospreay, I actually think would be a good match.
Yeah, he called out Ospreay at the end. Well, he didn't specifically call out Ospreay, but he called out the junior heavyweight champion.
Yeah, but he wants that title, from what the announcer had said.
Right.
How crazy would it be if Okada won double gold?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
The Rainmaker to have double gold. In fact, I can see it now, him holding up 2 titles while golden confetti falls from the ceiling.
And which is how this pay-per-view ended, with the golden confetti falling from the rafters. Mm-hmm. What about this? What if he were to drop the world title? What if he were to hold both titles and then drop the world title?
Well, that's what I'd like to see happen. Like, he wins the junior heavyweight title before he loses the heavyweight title, but then shortly after, like maybe a month later, he loses the heavyweight. Mm-hmm. But it would be cool for at least a month period, him having both belts, and then going about bragging that he's got 2 titles.
Absolutely. That would be very cool. Mm-hmm. So that's how the pay-per-view went off the air. Okada challenging for the junior heavyweight title. Basically, he kind of seems like he wants all the gold in New Japan. Oh, the gold. And I'm very interested to see what happens next. What would you give this pay-per-view? How would you rate this pay-per-view or grade it on a whole?
I'd give it an A-, the show.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give this one a solid... I'm going to give this one a solid B+.
Okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed it overall. There really weren't a lot of matches that dragged. It was nice that it featured guys in singles matches, a lot of guys that we saw. It wasn't overbearing. It didn't have like the overbearing 6-man. Kind of like New Beginning in Sapporo did, where it was like 6-man and then 10-man and then 6-man again, and then a tag match and then another 6-man. So it was nice to see a lot of guys who were not featured in New Beginning. New Beginning in Sapporo featured on the show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So there was a good education in New Japan.
Absolutely. And before we go off the air, I just wanted to mention real quick that we have a bit of a wager.
Yes, we do.
That wager is regarding WWE Elimination Chamber.
Yes. You want to go into the details?
Well, I am pretty certain that John Cena is winning Elimination Chamber, and he is going on to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, and he will be beating Flair's record at WrestleMania. Nick does not agree. Nick thinks that anyone else, that there are others, in fact, pretty much almost anyone in the Elimination Chamber who has a better shot of winning the Elimination Chamber than
think Elias has a better shot than Cena does of winning this match.
Crazy. But so we have a little wager, and the reason I'm mentioning this on the air, you're probably thinking, well, why is he mentioning this private wager on the air? Well, the reason is because it will end up not being so private. The bet is that whoever loses, and the way that I would lose is anyone else besides John Cena wins the chamber.
Yep.
the only way I would win is Cena wins the Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
That's how confident I am that Cena is winning the Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Nick is taking anyone else, and I'm taking only Cena. So
Mm-hmm.
right there, the odds are 5-1 against me.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm looking forward to the song.
what's that?
I'm looking forward to winning.
Oh, I'm looking forward to winning as well. Especially we can't both win. So the arrangement for this bet is whoever loses has to sing a wrestling theme on this show of the winner's choice.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever loses this bet will be singing a wrestling theme of the winner's choice right here live on this show.
Yes, it should be fun.
It will definitely be fun. And I don't know exactly which one I'm going to pick yet, but I have a couple in mind already. I'm not going to reveal what they are, but I do have a couple in mind, and I guess you'll just have to tune in. And thank you for tuning into this show. We're very glad that you joined us. Thank you, Nick, for joining me. I always appreciate you being on the show and reviewing New Japan with me.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for upcoming shows. As I mentioned, I'm going to be doing my top 10 in the business today. We're also going to be doing Wrestling is Life, which is going to be a debate style show, which is going to be coming up in the future. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have the Saturday night's main event with Battle JR coming up in the future. So the only way to know when these shows are coming up is by clicking that subscribe button. So go ahead and do that. Also, press the like button. Leave your comments below in the comment section. If you saw New Japan one night, what am I calling? New Beginning one night. No, that's 1997. That's a old WWF pay-per-view. Anyway,
Yeah.
this Tuesday in Texas. No, we're not. No, we're not touching this Tuesday in Texas. We would never review this Tuesday in Texas. Anyway,
Never say never, my friend.
yes. Thank you very much for joining us. Um, follow us on Twitter at I've Got You 5 on Facebook. Share this video and also give us a like on Facebook as well and join the Facebook group. Thank you again, Nick, for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, Adam.
And we will see you again next time.